Good morning. So today we are about to record episode number 5 of Everyone Hates Recruiters. And we have the lovely Toby Wilman here who from Infinity Works in the Manchester office. And Toby and I had a great chat about 3-4 weeks ago, I think now, about all the fantastic, amazing things that Infinity Works are doing. Toby's your involvement in tech and the community, bits and bobs that you've done in the past regarding meetups and events and things like that. And we thought it would be great to have you on the vlog to share your experiences, challenges, learnings, and stories with the network. Obviously, you've had both your internal recruitment now, but your ex-agency. So it'd be great to share some of that with our network.
Brilliant. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks for coming on. So do you want to to start with just give everyone a little bit more about you and your background, a little bit of detail?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, my background, my name's obviously Toby, coming from Infinity Works, lead talent partner across the North at the moment. So working with Manchester, Leeds and Edinburgh, focused on helping bringing in talent across the business. Background before recruitment or anything like that really was Manchester lad, sort of born and bred. Went to school around this way, ended up going to college to go into building, went to do landscape garden construction, realised that, -2
Very
winters,
different.
digging holes in Buxton in the rain in -2 was not for me. In the summer it was great, but in the winter it wasn't the best. So I ended up jumping on a plane when I was 19, went to do a ski season, and it just lit a fire under me. 5 years later, 7 seasons later,
Wow, so you're a seasoned skier.
I was not just seasons in winter seasons. I did a lot of summer seasons as well. So Magaluf, Marbella, and Austria were my places that I went to. So lots of summer and winter seasons, and then lots of traveling in between. Eventually came back just before I turned 25, realizing that, you know, although I've got lots of memories and lots of crazy stories and a lot less brain cells, I've not really got much of a career to sort of dive into. So I got into the world of sales, ended up working just for a call center. It's the only job I could get at the time. You know, my CVs had me bouncing around all over the world. So no one really put faith in me staying put. Got a job in a call center, worked my way up to be a sales manager there, ended up looking after a team of 40, and then entered the wonderful world of recruitment. Went into engineering recruitment first, so energy from waste sort of stuff. We're helping quantity surveyors and commercial managers find contract roles. And then tech, joined a company called Spinks, had a really good few years there with them, ended up becoming their sort of DevOps and cloud specialist over there, focusing a lot of my time helping people up and down the country, but mainly on Manchester. And then ended up with my job here at Infinity Works. So little brief get to where I am today, really.
Brilliant. And just maybe good to talk about a little bit more about your current role at Infinity Works, what your responsibilities are, and then we can go into maybe some of the challenges and some of the amazing things that I've heard you guys have been doing, particularly this year and during lockdown and COVID, and let's talk about some trends and things like that.
Yeah, real perfect. Good. Yeah. So my role at Infinity Works, really, it's evolved as the time's gone on. I originally came in to join just the Manchester, well, I joined the business, but focus on the Manchester team in the Northwest for a number of different things. One, to bring the first person bringing talent into Manchester office sort of direct. We had people in London and Leeds doing similar stuff, but when it came to Manchester, it was all focused on just sort of agency people bringing candidates forward. Obviously brought forward some great candidates. We were able to build the team well there. But it was time, as the office was getting to around about sort of mid 30 people, to bring in someone to take control of it, really. My initial role was to bring in talent and find people through direct sources, but also to spin up events. We already did an event together in the DevOps Battle Royale from when I was on the agency side. So continue to do that event, bring in new events. reach, put our brand awareness, reach out there more. I'd built quite a good brand in Manchester, personal brand. Infinity Works has spotted that and wanted me to do something with their brand in Manchester. So focusing on marketing, focusing on blog writing, coming out doing podcasts and events. And my role was really sort of lots of different things, lots of spinning plates at that time. However, more recently, the role, so as we've sort of grown and the demand has grown to bring in new people, lots of new customers, my role's changed to different areas around the UK, which has actually seen me take a bit of a step back from events as much as I was. It's probably about 60-40 last time, you know, recruitment and events. And now I still have good networks and good networks and good connections in the area. So I'm able to get involved and put people forward, but not as much so really sort of run and plan and put the full events in play, because it's too time consuming. So we've actually got a head of marketing now, a head of social media. We've got our Infinity Works storyteller. These are all doing an amazing job. We've got lots of people really keen to get involved in events, who are always keen to speak. So if I can make introductions and sort of take a step away, that's sort of where I'm at the moment. So the focus is to grow the business, and that is the foundations of my role, and that's what I'm doing sort of day in, day out at the moment.
Fantastic, brilliant. So what when we last spoke, you said that one thing that Infinity Works has not one thing, but you know, one of the things that you've done really, really well, and I can see that from an agency point of view, is that you've grown rapidly and you've got a great brand in the marketplace. Obviously, we've worked with you guys from a branding and marketing event sort of point of view. And, you know, we can see that number of conversations that we've had, you know, kind of detail that. What do you think you've done well that others could learn from in terms of the direct hiring side of things? Because and I think a lot of businesses, I'm probably doing myself out of a job here, but a lot of companies are obviously focusing more on adding to their internal teams to reduce the cost of agency spend. What could you, I guess, what bits of advice could you give to the network and the community to help other businesses strengthen their brand in the way that Infinity Works have and increase their direct hiring headcount?
Yeah, I think we were having this discussion as a team the other day, because we're looking to grow our team ourselves, as in the talent team here at Infinity Works, and it's a difficult balance to get someone who is obviously great at agency recruitment or great at internal recruitment and has that real sort of hunger and passion to really go at challenges and not sort of take a step back, because it is easy to take a little bit of a step back in internal recruitment, because you've had so many different things you can get involved in. You know, it's having that real sort of desire to not take a step back. You've got the overall responsibility of growing the business. You know, you've got people who are needing extra help in their team. You've got the overall bar that we hire to. So we hire to a really high bar when it comes into bringing in talent. So, you know, you need to be really clear, honest and transparent with your candidates. Let them know that although there's lots of really exciting and amazing stuff here, it's not easy. Consultancy is a challenging role. Obviously, we're taking on a lot of the projects that the customers don't want to or can't do themselves. So that's where it comes to us. You know, we've got some really exciting sort of resources at our fingertips to be able to give to candidates as a place to join and give to people to come on board with Infinity Works. But I think when it comes to us as a talent team, it's really keeping that fire and that in your belly to be able to know that you've got to get the right people in. You've got people depending on you. We've got customers depending on us. We need to grow those teams. And you know, it's not agency recruitment, so you know you're not going to do tons and tons of work and then get rewarded for it in the way of monetary, but you get rewarded for it in people giving you respect and people saying thank you. And I think there's a flip in some people's careers. I think for me, someone saying thanks to me in a way that really sort of meant a lot, and you know you've done a really big justice to that team and that customer, meant just as much as getting a big bonus at the end of the month.
It's knowing that you've made more of an impact and a real difference, and I guess if you've been in that business and building those relationships with the stakeholders, you get to feel that and see that and be rewarded for that daily, don't you?
You do, and I think, you know, when you get shot, we have a kudos channel, and we're obviously everyone's always singing each other's praises here when someone's doing something good, and to get your name brought up on kudos for doing a really good piece of work and bringing in some great people into the team is really fulfilling, you know. So that makes you feel like, job satisfaction level 100, you know, so you just keep going at that. So yeah.
Is there anything that you think your team, internal talent team, do differently to attract candidates to Infinity Works?
I'd say we're very active on the market. You know, we're very active on the people who are engaged with our brand. We have regular conversations with people, whether it's about a role or whether it's just to have a catch up with them. I suppose like what agency recruiters do, or good agency recruiters do, you know, you have to control your network. You have to keep on talking to people. You know, you could have 5-6 conversations with a customer before you even start to talk about, you know, we're going to sign you up as a customer. Let's start doing some work for you. It's having those regular conversations with your network, making sure. For me personally, I engage a lot through marketing and social media. So I write a lot of posts. My posts aren't always, I've got this job available. The posts are personal about me. The team, everyone has their own different styles. Everyone plays to their different strengths. We catch up every single morning. We catch up all through the day. We have, you know, even at the moment, virtual drinks on a Friday, which is a really good laugh. We gel as a team. We bounce off each other. We make sure we play to each other's strengths and really sort of focus on the fact that we've got the responsibility to do all 4 of these offices, grow all 4 of these offices around the UK. You know, we need to make sure that everyone's sort of in each other's pocket when it comes to what conversations have you had with this person, what conversations have you had with this person, whether that's internal people at Infinity Works, whether that's account leads who are looking to grow their accounts, whether it's the tech directors or MCs. We need to make sure that communication is constant. And that way, I think as a talent team, we're able to really sort of bring in great people and bring the right people into the business for the projects we have on.
Yeah, fantastic. And are there any particular, like what tools do you use? I assume obviously you've just said that you use LinkedIn and you put posts on LinkedIn. Is there any other tools that you use that others might be interested in or find useful?
You know what? No, not really. No, not really. I think phone, email, LinkedIn, the old classic. Yeah, just
old-fashioned.
Go with the old fashions. Yeah, I mean, tools for attraction, events, podcasts. You'll reach out to make sure whoever engages with your brand, even if it's through commenting on a post or you see people come along to a meetup and you might have heard them say good things about a meetup, follow it up. You know, follow up that conversation. You've got loads of tools at your fingertips when it comes to actual engagement that's happened. So follow up on that engagement, even if it's just like, oh, did you enjoy the event? You know, and that's it. That's the opening line to your chat. Just make sure you keep that conversation going. And that
definitely. I think that's where often not just internal but agency, both in internal and external recruiters can often miss candidates or opportunities for candidates by that kind of not continuously keeping in touch and building those relationships. And it, like you say, you know, maybe you a candidate attends an event one day, has a great experience, but if you don't speak to that person in 2 months, 3 months, whatever, it may be they've joined a competitor and you've not even realized that they've slipped through the net. So yeah, it's a great bit of advice. What challenges are you facing at the moment? I mean, obviously we're just about to start another lockdown, but I don't know if does that really affect you and your team as a business or?
Yeah, I think challenges, the industry is obviously facing tons of challenges at the moment. I think, you know, we're going through times that no one ever has sort of prepared for. We're continuing to go through times, I think, you know, without going into too much political stuff, you know, the government are just completely all over the show with the guidelines they're putting in place, which means things are difficult when it comes to, you know, what do people want to move jobs if they've got a secure job at the moment? They might not want to because they feel like they have to stay where they are through security. Remote working, obviously, you know, is something that's becoming the norm, and that's great. But you have in companies now, one thing that you might have seen yourself is you've got businesses from London who obviously pay a lot more than businesses in the north, remotely hiring people in the north to work on their projects in London. I think that's something that we're seeing a lot. You know, there's lots of different challenges when it comes to people's own personal situations that they have. You know, they're asking for personal things when it comes to childcare and things like that. And we obviously have lots of things in place to be able to help with that. But it means that the standard conversation, here's a great job, here's the interview, let's get you involved, let's tell you everything you need to know about the business, and then they have the interview, they accept or they don't get it, whatever it may be. That's no longer the process. There's lots more into it.
It's adding more layers to it, isn't it?
It's a lot more layers, yeah. And yeah, I think it's something that we I mean, as a business, I think we've done actually really well with the recruitment side of things. I think we're able to offer people really good experiences joining on board, and a good onboarding experience, and a good role that they can work remotely with from the offset. So yeah, there is challenges, and they're coming up day by day. I think personally, or maybe not personally, but across a wider thing rather than talent, is the mental health implications that are coming alongside with this. I've been through it recently myself, just something that I was just talking about it with the team yesterday. It just hit me like a brick wall this weekend. I was like, really tough. I think I'm doing an article on it at the moment called Pandemic Paranoia. Okay. And I think if someone suffered it or someone suffered from it, they may have done it. I'm guessing some people might not even know, but because you're not in regular contact with people as much anymore, you think people are talking behind your back maybe. Or you think you're not doing the right job for someone, but they're not telling you, but they might be telling someone else. And I actually had it with my friendship circle, which is something that I've got a really strong friendship circle, and I'm a bit away from them. They live where I grew up. And I thought they were all doing things about me, and they were cutting me out the circle, and I was like, oh my God, my head just, I was like, why am I thinking these things?
I know, it's so crazy, isn't it? I could probably add to your give you a bit of info to add to your did you say it's a blog that you're doing, article that you're writing? Yeah. I had it on holiday. I've just been on holiday, and I get a bit of anxiety, and and I would never normally get it on holiday. And I had one day on holiday and a night where I couldn't sleep, and I kept thinking about what's going to happen when I get back to work, and I just had it in my head that two of my key people in the business were potentially going to resign, and I was going to come back to resignations, and it was just awful. And that's my real big concern at the moment with us heading into another lockdown, is the team and their mental health and well-being, particularly with it being the winter. And it's just not nice, isn't it? I am really worried about everyone.
I've been dreading the winter coming. I think most people have, haven't they? When the first lockdown, let's have it right, although it was tough, there was times when it was 30 degrees, barbecues in the back garden.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was outside with my laptop, and booze Zooms were outside with a glass of wine.
Yeah, it was ace, wasn't it? Well, not ace, but you know what I mean. It was
it was
a lot different.
It's going to be a lot different to this time around. Hopefully it's not nowhere near as long this time.
Nope.
On that note, is there anything that you guys have, I assume you've had, given the news at the weekend, and obviously it's only tomorrow that this new lockdown starts, have you put anything new in place, or thought of anything different that you can do this time round? Because obviously the first time, none of us expected it, did we? We didn't. It was the first time for us all. And it's hard to, we're all human, we get things wrong, but we learn from them. And is there anything differently that you'll do this time, or anything new that you've thought of that might help others?
So, I mean, at the moment, we've currently got our offices open for people who want to use them, and we've deemed it a necessity for those reasons that we just spoke about then. Not everyone has a back garden. Not everyone has a quiet house in the daytime. So there's certain reasons why we felt our offices had to open. Whether they continue to stay open, I think we're playing it by ear, following sort of the government guidelines. Obviously, I know the government are having a sort of vote today, aren't they, in the House of Parliament, about all the different constituencies who are sort of putting their thing forward. If they say, look, unless it's essential sort of first line work, you have to close, and we have to close. I think something that we've gradually done as a business to provide the some elements to the sort of way we look after our people and the way we connect our people has evolved. At first everyone was doing multiple Zoom calls and Discords and things like that, and obviously that became overbearing as well. I think people felt overpressured that they had to go along to these things. So it's finding the balance of bringing people together, if it's weekly, if it's every 2 weeks, just to do something fun, just to do an end of month virtual thing. Whether it's, we send out all these different things for care packages, and we're doing more social media sort of stuff. So, we did our pumpkin carving, we do fancy dress Fridays,
I
Stuff
saw
that
the
we,
pumpkin carving at the weekend.
yeah, with a baby and a pumpkin. Right?
Yeah.
That's how you win a pumpkin competition. Put a baby in a pumpkin.
I was mad. I was just like, I can't believe that.
That is how you win. Yeah. Anyway, he won one of the prizes. So anyway, it was, yeah, but stuff like that is engaging people and making people feel like they're part of the business and having a good laugh still, but not let's do 10 Zoom calls a week, you know. So let's all jump on and talk about how we're feeling.
We went way over the top first time round, and it's mad. We were having a 9 o'clock Zoom and a 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
And it was just way too much. I mean, over time, we had less and less. We said, the 5 o'clock, it's not mandatory.
Yeah.
Less and less people getting involved in that one. But it's just difficult to manage it, really, isn't it? I think when it's the first time around and you don't know any different. But there's loads of virtual stuff that you can do now as well, isn't there? And we've had a few ideas like around like virtual wine tasting, this wreath making, and just doing like a few Christmassy things as well, isn't there? And it's just about, like you say, just keeping the team and the people engaged so that they know you're there to support them, and it's all we can do right now.
We've done a few things like we've done beer tasting, cheese and wine, live drawing, virtual croupier from like doing poker and blackjack. Obviously,
that's a good one.
All good fun. Yeah. So there's loads of different things you can do, and it's all these different, like you said, companies popping up, offering some really cool and really fun. Some things you can engage in that's not just doing a quiz or bingo.
Not your standard company quiz. Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Be good to have a little bit of a chat about diversity and inclusion, actually. Obviously, over the past year or so, it's becoming much more kind of out there, and I know that through my research that I've done and within my network, that more and more businesses are putting specific targets together as well that they're aiming for. What do Infinity Works do from a D&I point of view, and how do you see that moving forwards?
Yeah, it's been a topic that's been discussed for a while now within Infinity Works. I think since I joined, certainly when I joined, there was already diversity and inclusion communities of practice and diversity and inclusion forums and regular catch-ups to see what are we doing at the moment to make the environment possible. How do we make our business as accessible as possible, and then obviously how do we as a talent team reach different diverse people from different backgrounds, and I think some of the things that we're doing, initiatives we're doing sort of internally, putting people out, like giving people the ability to do charity work or go to say code camps and go and help people from like Code Up or Her Plus Data or some of the different sort of meetups and events out there, and help with sort of helping people through their journey with learning to code. Obviously we partner with tech returners and brought some tech returners into the business who joined and who have done a fantastic job. One of them has just received her first promotion under a year, which is great.
I know someone that's joined your tech returner. It's fantastic. I've heard great things about it, so it's brilliant that you offer that.
Yeah, and we're doing a really good one at the moment, which is something that's a newer initiative. So we run our own academy. We have done for a while, for quite some time now. The academy's grown a lot more to the point we're doing multiple cohorts a year ourselves now. One of them we partner with a charity company called generation.org, and we put forward the trainers to generation.org to help on I think it's a 12-week training program to go through and learn about technology and data, and it's people, all the people on generation.org come from underprivileged backgrounds into the world of technology.
Amazing.
So we provide the trainers for that, and then obviously at the end of it, I think there's either the ability to come forward to ourselves or to go off into the world of tech and find another role. But
fantastic. Is that just a recent thing? I haven't heard of that.
Yes, this year it's our first one.
Amazing.
I think they're just finishing the first one actually. I think they're just.
How many do you take? How many
I think through generation.org, I think it's between 16 and 18 people.
Right.
Go on to that course. Our usual academies are around about 18, 20 people. So yeah, I think we've been doing where we originally did our academies, which were focused on grads coming from university. We've now grown our academy to people doing career changes. So we have people come from different sort of career changing environments. People come from tech returners onto the academy, for example, and stuff like that. So, there's new initiatives that we're putting out there. We're constantly talking about how we can evolve as a business, how we can add more to that sort of forum, add more to that environment, and it's certainly a big talking point, and we're nowhere near where we need to be. We are doing really well. I don't think anyone in the tech industry.
I don't think anyone is, are they? It's I bet it sounds like you're doing all the right things and some great, amazing initiatives and really giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely love the fact that you're that you're looking at tech returners, but also people from underprivileged backgrounds, because that's the biggest area where you can really give back, and I absolutely love that. It's amazing. Couple of last questions then. What would you say over your recruitment career? What's the best bit of advice that you've been given that you think would be really useful to our community?
I was thinking of this one actually beforehand, and I suppose that there's two, and one's a quite a well-known one, which comes from Dory from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's what you've got to do. You just got to keep on moving forward.
Love it.
Take everything as it comes. Roll with the punches. You're going to have good times. You're going to have bad times, but you just got to keep on moving forward. Keep on smiling. Keep your head above keep your head above the clouds. Really, make sure you're positive at all times. And I suppose another one is this really hammered home with me to one of the jobs that I had where I felt like I was getting a little bit complacent, and someone said to me, they went, look, comfort is the killer of success. The moment you feel too comfortable in your career, you're not succeeding, because you're becoming like comfy in where you are, and you are taking your foot off the gas. And you need to consistently challenge yourself, whether you're challenging yourself with new things inside the business you work on, whether you challenge yourself with something outside of work, which is learning something new, going to more events, doing public speaking, reading books, whatever it may be. If you're not challenging yourself, then you're going to become complacent. When you become complacent, you fall behind where the best you can be. So yeah, comfort is the killer of success.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what plans have you got coming up, whether it's professionally, personally, that really excites you? And I know that's probably bit of bad timing with the question, because there's not a lot that we can do right now, but what about 2021? What's going to be like exciting for you in 2021, and what have you got to look forward to?
I've got a baby on the way, so
yes, you have.
So I've got a baby in
January, or is it
January? So obviously probably the most exciting and challenging thing that I'm ever going to do. No one's told me good stories about the first 6 months as of yet. I've been very honest. So yeah, baby in January. As a business, what we got happening in 2021, we're growing a hell of a lot. I think we've been one of the businesses within, during the pandemic where we're in at the moment, where we've found ourselves actually being able to provide more services to the UK infrastructure and to our organisations we work with and our customers, which, in return has enabled us to be able to grow and continue to grow. We've got some really exciting projects with some big organisations and big businesses. Our commercial pipeline coming through is people are just knocking on our door to do. Everyone's been forced to digitally transform. Everyone's been forced to go to the new digital age, which has meant that a consultancy like ourselves, our doors becomes the first target. Can you help us with this? Can you help us with that? So we're able to continue that. But as us for talent, that means we need to provide the right people to be able to do that. So the pressure is on, but there's lots of exciting roles over here at the moment, lots of exciting challenges that we're up against. So 2021 is continuing as a business to grow in the direction we want, continuing to provide the services that we do to our customers and keep on growing those relationships and partnerships, and continue to bring good people into the business and give them a career within Infinity Works.
Yeah. Fantastic. So if anyone is interested in an opportunity, career in tech, wanting to get into tech, or already in tech, interested in a move, are you happy for them to contact you? What's the best way to anyone to contact you that listens to this vlog and is really interested, because we said some great, interesting things about Infinity Works. And I mean, you know how much Transition Partners, we're a big fan of the business and your people. We've got some amazing people that have been involved in our podcast events, and you know, so inspirational and driven, enthusiastic, fantastic opportunity. So the best form of contact for anyone that's interested?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing we're going to be sort of sharing this out on socials. So best form of contact, just drop me a connection on LinkedIn. I am honestly always on LinkedIn, whether it's at midnight or 7 in the morning. I'm on LinkedIn. So just drop me a connection and drop me a message. And thank you very much for saying that. Obviously, we've done some great things together. It's, you know, my honor to come on here and speak here today. So yeah.
Fantastic. Really, thank you very much. Thanks very much for your time. I really enjoyed that. And there's some great, interesting advice, tips, learnings, and things on the way. So I look forward to, look forward to publishing this soon. And hopefully you'll get some interesting people contact you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Cheers. Take care.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.